Hey, welcome back everyone. In today's video, I'm not going to cover how to make mac and cheese. However, I am going to show you how to make the best part of the dish, the cheese sauce, specifically a bacon cheddar beer sauce. Okay, so to start, you're going to need half a white onion and we are going to dice it. This way that I'm showing you is probably the easiest way to do it and achieve even cuts without being too technical. Next up, you're going to want to slice up 6 whole cloves of fresh garlic. We are then going to chop up 8 to 10 pieces of bacon. I like to cut it large because bacon tends to shrink when it does cook. Now it's time to render some fat. In a hot pan, you're going to add your butter and your bacon, all of it. Once the bacon begins to brown around the edges, you're then going to add your onions and garlic and sweat them out, approximately 2 minutes. Stir frequently. We are now going to add 1 full bottle of red ale. The reason we're choosing a red ale is because that will complement the sharp flavor of the cheddar. I recommend picking one you like. For this video, I'm using the Yukon Red Amber Ale. Check it out, it's pretty good. Let the beer reduce by half before adding exactly 1 cup of flour. You are then going to stir it until all the fat and liquid gets absorbed. This is called a roux. Make sure to mix it around enough that you don't see any white. You do not want any dry flour before going to the next step. Okay, and here we are at the next step. We're going to start by adding 1 cup of cream and mixing around with a wooden spoon to break up any of the clumps of roux. This is going to make it easier to mix with a whisk. Now, it's important to note that if you were to add all the liquid in the pan all at once, what would happen is your roux would literally float and it would be impossible to break it up. So this is why it is so important to gradually add your liquids and to make sure that you are mixing it constantly to get a smooth texture. Okay, so now that the roux has been fully incorporated with our dairy products, let's start working on some of the background flavors in this sauce. Now, when it comes to the background flavors in a sauce, a chef's secret weapon is always going to be Worcestershire and Tabasco sauce. These are 2 very complex acids, but they don't do a lot to change the flavor so much as enhance the flavor. Normally I'd be using regular Tabasco sauce, but because I'm using smoked applewood cheddar, which has a smoky flavor, I'm using Chipotle Tabasco, which will complement that. When you're adding your cheese to the sauce, make sure that you're adding in small increments, stir it around, and give it the opportunity to melt before adding more. Adding too much cheese at once will cause it all to clump up and it'll be all gross and won't melt properly, and you just don't want to do that. After the cheese is melted, add your noodles, mix it up, and let it simmer. At the beginning of this video, I said I wasn't going to show you how to make macaroni and cheese, but I was going to show you how to make the sauce. However, now that we have the sauce, this is what it would look like if you wanted to use it for mac and cheese. And this is what it would look like if you decided to add some butter braised lobster claws to that. Now, I didn't get into that with this video because that's a video within itself. Thanks again for tuning in, guys, and until next time, cheers.